Thank you.
All right, guys, we got Coach Clausen with us. Coach, if you could start us out with an opening statement, and then we'll open up for questions. Thank you.
Yeah, once again, I want to thank our students and our fans for turning out. And, I give Norfolk a lot of credit. I thought they played really well. To me, we're happy we won. I thought the offensive effort was extremely efficient. Really every time we got the ball, we moved it down the field and scored. I thought they had a great strategy of playing keep away, snapping the ball with 5 seconds left. They did a great job of converting third downs. If you look at the time of possession, that's what they had to do to stay in the game. And, we got the win. We played a lot of players. We emptied the bench with about 5 minutes left in the third quarter. And so, we won and we stayed healthy. And obviously the challenge of the season takes a big step forward a week from right now. So, again, we are where we need to be. When the schedule comes out, I think you look at it and say, hey, you got to get those first two. And now the rest of the way, it's going to be a heavyweight fight every single week. So, but again, glad we won. A lot of things to clean up, but overall, I thought a solid effort.
Dave, last week you mentioned how much you were frustrated that the offense didn't sustain drives. I had the first 4 drives, all the first half drives, I think 16 first downs and maybe only a handful of third down conversions. Did you see what you needed to see in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, when you play these games, Connor, and you have a physical advantage, you want to be efficient and you want to make explosive plays. And it's really hard to find any fault with what we did on offense, other than, when you put the 2s and the 3s in, you don't want it to drop off as much as it did. But we got guys some valuable playing time. We're getting them some experience, and they're going to learn and get better. To me, every game has positives and negatives, so, you win 41-16. There's a lot of positives. We didn't give up a lot of points against our first defensive unit. But, their ability to convert third downs, our inability to keep our pass rush lanes, their quarterback's ability to scramble and make plays with his feet. I thought we were slow to adjust to that. I don't think we tackled particularly well. I think there was a number of third downs that if a corner just makes a tackle in the backfield, we're off the field. And again, credit to them. They had a good plan. But, in some of those critical downs, we didn't execute as well as we needed to. Even the touchdown we gave up before the half. We just, the guy who had the back didn't cover the back. So those things are disappointing and frustrating, when you have a guy with experience back there that, he needs to do his job. And the concern that you always have with these games is, guys want to make plays and they get outside the system a little bit. And when we did that, it hurt us today.
Dave, where do you assess your guys now after these 2 games? Obviously, you mentioned the ACC opener coming up, but you'll look at this film. But how are you guys feeling going into this next one?
I mean, John, I don't, to me, we, like I said, we're 2-0. We've played a lot of players. We got a lot of guys game experience that haven't had game experience. After these 2 games, it's really hard to have a read on our team. I think we're going to find out a lot more in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, that as we get into ACC play, we played 2 opponents that certainly today we had better personnel. I thought a week ago, ODU kind of beat themselves. So you find out a lot more about your team when you get in one of those close games in the fourth quarter, and every little mistake you make, you pay for, and it requires a higher degree of execution. So we need to get better. We know we need to get better. And we'll work on that this week as we play a Florida State team that is always very, very talented.
Hey, Dave, it seems your defense played much better to start off the second half. Was that some adjustments you guys made, or was that basically just kind of challenging them a little bit more at halftime?
I mean, I don't think we lacked effort in the first half. You know, like I said, sometimes when you play those games, like guys want to go out and get sacks. And so their rush lanes, they go right by the quarterback and the guy runs. And a couple of times that happened, we were in man coverage. And, you know, when you're in man coverage, you better condense the pocket. And if there's escape lanes, it's going to be one-on-one, and their quarterback's a good athlete. So, you know, we played a little more zone in the second half. You know, we were trying to let the pass rush get there. We wanted to have more eyes on the quarterback, you know, to take care of some of the breakouts and the scrambles. So I don't think we necessarily played harder. I don't think it was a lack of effort. You know, we played outside the system. And then I think schematically, we made some adjustments in the second half that helped us.
Dave, what was the decision process to go from Sam to Leo Kelly?
Well, Michael Kern is almost healthy. He doesn't quite feel 100%. You know, and if we can, we'd like to get Michael Kern and Mitch Griffiths in different classes. You know, so we're going to attempt to do with Mitch what we did with Sam in 19. And, you know, at that point, we were going to, you know, pretty much run the ball. And Leo is a great young man that's worked really hard, who's improved, and gave us a chance to play him. But we didn't want to risk Kern getting hurt. And, you know, with Mitch, if we can keep him to 4 games this year, we're going to try to do that. You know, if the game was on the line, Mitch would go in. But at what point the game was and what we were going to do, you know, we wanted to let Leo get some plays and let Santino get some plays.
Along the same lines as Michael being almost healthy, Jasheen and Nasir seem like 2 pretty key pieces on defense. And we talked to them on Tuesday and they seemed fine. Was that just precautionary?
I mean, we really at that point thought they were going to play, and they have little muscle pulls that they were probably 80%. And if this was our last game of the season, and we had to win this game to go to the ACC championship or to get to a bowl, those guys would have played. We're healthy right now. They weren't 100%. And, you know, sometimes you take that calculated risk of, okay, can we win this one without them? And with the depth we now have at safety, you know, we have 5 other safeties who can play, rather than play Nasir at 80% and risk him being at 60% next week. You know, we made a decision to not play him and let him get back to full strength. And I fully expect Jasheen to play next week as well. So we expect both those guys to play. Like I said, they could have played this week if they had to, if it was the last game of the year or the bowl game. They certainly were cleared to play. But the decision was, hey, if you want those guys at close to 100% for Florida State, there is a risk in playing them.
Dave, what's the significance for you? I know you talked in your press conference earlier about 20 years later on September 11th and what it means to you to get a win like this and to be out playing football again.
You know, John, the 2 things in my mind, you know, they're kind of segmented. You know, I've struggled with 9/11 this year more than probably ever before. I don't know if it's the 20th year. You know, there's just so many memories of that day this week that came flooding back to me, and you know, involving my sister and Nick Brandemarty and, you know, the coaches at Fordham and players at Fordham. It's hard to believe it's 20 years. And, you know, so, you know, to me, that and winning a football game are 2 separate things. You know, we're certainly lucky and blessed to be able to coach and play a sport we love. You know, but I don't know if the tragedy of 9/11 is something that you ever get over. You know, I get nervous in the fourth quarter of a game when the score is tied and you're anxious. I've never had more anxiety in my life than maybe those couple of hours after that second plane hit the Trade Center. So it just, it brings back a lot of memories. And obviously that day was a tragic day, but some of the ways that we bonded as a football program at Fordham 20 years ago to this day, I'm probably as proud as that team as any team I've ever coached.
Anything else, guys? Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thanks. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
All right, guys, we got Sam here. We'll open up for questions.
Sam, your early assessment of the offense.
Yeah, I think it was an efficient day. I think there were still, some miscues here and there. Obviously, that red zone miss was on me. Just a missed throw. One of those you just can't have in college football. But overall, I think it was a great day, and I think we came out, we did what we wanted to do, and we ran the plays and executed, and it was a pretty routine offensive affair, I would say, and we didn't really try and pull out a lot of bells and whistles. We were trying to run our offense, and I think we executed from week 1 to week 2. I think it was a good day.
Sam, where are you guys now heading into this Florida State opener? Where do you guys feel like you are after 2-0 here against a couple of lighter teams?
I think we have work to do, but I think we are executing right now at a high level, and I think we know what we need to do. And I think when we all kind of are on the same page and we all have we call it like unit grades, and we're all grading out high, I think we're playing really well. It's guys, me, other receivers, running backs, line, tight ends. If we're not doing our jobs and trying to play out of the system, we're not going to play well. So I think we did a good job of that, and so I'm excited. It's a big opportunity next week, and obviously, it's one of those games you've had circled, since the beginning of the season.
Some of those miscues that you mentioned, where were they from? Just still early season working things out, or?
Yeah, I think it's just the kind of ebbs and flow of the game, and I think it's hard. You play an offense like that did a great job of keeping us off the field. You kind of stand around for a while, so to kind of it's like you're in first gear, sitting on the sideline, and then putting it into fifth, sixth, coming right out is sometimes hard. But I think we did a good job handling that for the most part.
Sam, how good is it to see 9 different guys catch a pass today, and also the importance of getting Donald Stewart going?
I think it was great to see, and I think we kind of that's how our offense works. We usually try not to key on our guys, and we just let the defense put the tell us where the ball is supposed to go, and that was kind of today, and so that was good to see. Good to go.
Anything else? Appreciate it, Sam.
Thanks, Sam.
Questions for Donald, guys?
Donald, Clausen made a pretty big point after last week's game and during the week that he wanted to see better execution out of the offense and kind of more sustained drives. Do you think that you guys did that today?
Yeah, I think that Coach R had a great plan for us to succeed this week. We were definitely honing in on the details of our assignment, alignment, assignment, attack. So I'm just glad that we executed the game plan to the best of our ability. I think the O-line did a great job. Running backs did a great job. Receivers blocking and catching. Obviously, with the QBs making some plays. So we just want to execute to the best of our ability.
Donald, what can you guys do better heading into this ACC opener next week?
Great question. I think that we could just, like I said, be more on the details. Sometimes we're in the right spots, but we can all, be together collectively, still be on the details better. So that's one thing that I could say we could do better.
How much do we know about this team, given these second halves haven't exactly been the most stressful halves of football for you guys?
I mean, we're just taking it play by play, so we're taking it one play at a time. We're getting the sideline, getting the call. We're making adjustments during the game. And then we're just taking it one play at a time, focus on the task at hand rather than the outcome.
So what would you say this team's personality is through 2 games?
That's a great question. I feel like each week we're making new strides, so we're still trying to find our team identity, but I do definitely think our O-line's very experienced. I think we have great running backs. I love our QBs, receivers. We're making plays, deep balls, short passes. So defensively, I think that we have a great squad back there competing against them every day. They're really, really good. So we're still trying to find our identity as a team, but we want to be smart, we want to be tough, and we want to be physical each and every week.
Donald, through 2 games, Sam's been out there 18 possessions. You guys have scored 10 touchdowns and 2 field goals. What does that say about your efficiency so far?
Each and every single day, Coach R, he likes to work on red zone efficiency. So we take pride in working on that every single day, and we want to score every single drive. So hopefully that percentage will increase, but I definitely give credit to Coach R and the rest of the staff working to make sure we score each and every possession.
Donald, how good did it feel personally to be this involved today, get the 4 catches, 61 yards? How did it feel out there for you?
It felt good. It felt good to get the W first. Definitely felt good to catch some passes from Sam. Those are the same passes we worked in the off season. So I'm glad that I was able to help the team win. Anything I could do to help the team win, I'm more than happy to do that.
Anything else? Thanks, Donald.
Appreciate it.
Questions for Christian?
Christian, how good did it feel to get out there and have an impact in the game and get a couple touchdowns?
It felt great to be out there, finally back with my teammates. This is like my first game or second game back in like 2 years. So it felt good to just be comfortable with it and just get another team win.
Christian, what did you see on that 7-yard touchdown run? Seemed like you found a seam and hit it pretty quick.
And it was I just walked in there. It was great blocking up front. The receivers did their job blocking. It was just honestly easy.
Christian, was this week easier than last week, given you already had 1 game played in 2 years? So are you starting to get back in the flow of things?
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting back into my rhythm more. I wouldn't say easier, but I'm feeling more comfortable being in the game, just working with my new teammates.
Christian, you had the reception as well. You're a versatile back. Would you say, you can bring a lot of different elements to the offense?
I guess I would.
Anything else for Christian? Appreciate it, Christian.
Thank you.
Hey guys, Rondell should be here in a second. He'll be the last one.
keep an eye on Rondell down there. You tell me when he's done. He's down like by the 5.
Doesn't work.
All right, guys, questions for Rondell?
Rondell, was the sack or the block punt a better play for you?
Probably the block punt, just because we talk about effort all the time on when we're in punt safe in practice, and it's like special teams is we emphasize effort, so it's like a cool play, and then it's fun to go after the ball. And obviously, I missed it, but could have had a touchdown there.
Rondell, assess the defense after 2 games. What's you guys feeling after these 2 wins?
I think we have a lot to fix. I think the turnovers are good, but we definitely have a lot to fix and improve if we come out next week and play how we did today. I don't think it's going to be the outcome we want. So we got a lot to improve, but we look good. And every week we got to keep getting better, take steps.
Going back to the block punt, should you or Miles have had a better chance at scooping and scoring there?
Probably me, because I saw it for a while and we work on it every day. And I was trying to go quick because I didn't want to get caught from behind, and I was just thinking touchdown, but I missed it, unfortunately.
Rondell, how was preparation different for you today since, I mean, you got to start and play the whole game?
The only way it was really different was practice-wise. In practice, I wasn't getting many reps last week just because I wasn't playing the first half. So this week in practice, I got a lot of reps, most of the reps, especially because JD was out. And yeah, basically just practice preparation-wise.
Rondell, given these first 2 games haven't been very stressful in the second half for you guys, do we know what this team's personality is yet?
I don't think so, not yet, because I think fourth quarter is where most teams' personality comes out. So next week is really going to show because we're going to have to play 4 quarters. We're going to have to play 4 quarters the rest of the year, I think, and it's going to show then. And I think we have a lot of tough guys, a lot of talented guys, and I think we're really going to show what we're about next week.
Rondell, it seems like against the straight against the run, you guys held it pretty well. But when you had a mobile quarterback, it seemed like he was, breaking out and escaping some. What was the cause of that?
Yeah, I mean, he's talented. He's fast. We knew he was going to run a lot, but we weren't expecting him to take off right away. So we didn't have a spy on most plays. And then rush lanes were an issue sometimes. Like some people getting ran past the quarterback or just not getting out wide enough. But there's something we got to fix this week because they have 3 talented quarterbacks on Florida State. And it's something we're going to fix this week.
Anything else? Appreciate it, Rondo.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.